Shouts out BigSteve.
What's up, lads? UFC Elites for UFC 312. Sydney, in my country. Excited for this one. Right, have a free Sunday. The UFC in Saudi Arabia was very early. Good to go. Why not? I haven't done a early tease for a bit. I did a really late one, so let's make it up to you. Let's do an early one, and let's get out of the way, shall we? Let's get straight into the recap, see how much money we made. Did we make money? Yes, we did. Not an amazing amount, but money is money. So let's start with Oktagon. As I said, very busy week. You know, these last couple of weeks, and who knows how many more weeks, it's going to be tough to tape. But next week is the last week when there is no family coming over. And then after that, there'll be family. There'll be really close to wedding planning and stuff. So I'll really try to smash out next week. I'm excited for the pay-per-view. So, yeah, I did what I could with the tape. You know, I like both the Solaya brothers. I heard they were Serbian, so it made me want to bet them even more. First Solaya wins by knockout. Second Solaya wins a clear decision as a big underdog. Little regrets there. All the squash matches pretty much won. I did mention on the early tease, I liked both Akipa and Ilba as dogs, and then they both went to favorite. And I was like, I really hope they don't both win, because without any tape, the gut lean was play both of them. Yeah, they both won pretty clear, and they both looked like favorites. So shit happens. You got to have the abundance mindset. There will be plenty more cards. There will be plenty more good leans and profits. So, yeah. And then I had Mateo Penage. I had $2,000 on him. I actually had $2,500 on him and Kerem in a parlay that I thought was an absolute lock to win almost 1,500, 3 units. And that was going to be my it. And then obviously the main event fell off, which I had a feeling would happen. So I just left 4 units on Penage straight, 2,000 to win 600. That hit 1V around 1 KO as predicted. So $600 on Oktagon. We move on to the UFC. Again, fuck all tape, barely any tape. I tried to do as much as I could. Passed on Hamdi Pogues, seemed like a shit show, played out like a shit show. Props to the people that got slight money on Hamdi. Made sense, especially in Saudi Arabia. I was as the week went on, I was like, man, he kind of has a lot going for him. Pogues needs like a split decision. Props to you guys. Alexander, CLV, crappy. I regret Bogdan under 2.5. I woke up at 3 p.m. and I was 3 a.m. Pardon me, and I was going through the fight, and I saw Lucas was rinsing him, and I was like, please don't finish him, Bogdan, please don't. And then round 2 he finishes. I'm like, damn. The under 2.5. I said, if you want to play Bogdan, just play the under, because I feel like he'll run through Lucas at some point. But anyway, Yasmin, beat Silva pretty comprehensively. I kind of contemplated juice there, but I talked myself out of it. Terrence McKinney under 1.5. That was the only play. I thought about Terrence McKinney round 1. I thought about Terrence McKinney round 1 sub. Thank goodness I didn't play that. That would have been annoying. It should have been a 2-unit play, but we hit. I'm still scarred from last year with totals completely going cold and all the underdogs going cold, and just missed out on the start of the year with a bunch of underdogs and a bunch of things that I would usually lock in. So yeah. Made 500 and something to win 232 there, just under half a unit. Nothing on Shamil, nothing on Naimov. And then my other play of the card was Mike Davis, money line. He went up to almost pick him. Honestly, I thought I actually taped this one a lot, and I was confident to play it. I thought Mike Davis, I thought he had all the finishing upside. I thought he had slightly better wins. I thought he was more well-rounded. ZM's path was a close decision. I thought Mike had like a massive advantage in the wrestling and the grappling, and then the guy comes out there and he's flow rolling, he's pulling guard, and he's fighting like he's Craig Jones, And even then, near the end of the fight, round 1, when he got the back and he just slammed him, took his back, went into mount. ZM usually explodes and gets out of things, and yeah, he couldn't do it here. So I'm like, man, Davis's control is so good. He's so elite on the ground. Second round, Davis throws his hands and he cracks ZM 3 times. Then he gets a takedown, gets that amazing, De La Hiva, the leg entanglement, ends up in a calf slicer / knee destroyer. I don't know how he got out of that, ZM. Like, that still makes no sense. Like, I understand not wanting to tap, but the fact that his joints didn't explode, that just makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, turns out Mike Davis, double injury. You just hate that. Like, as a bettor, nothing worse than spending hours on tape, kind of doing the best you can to predict how the fight will go. Multiple variations, not just the shoehorn way of thinking that you think will go, but like multiple variations, and you think, all right, that's still value. And then your guy comes in, injured, and that's the problem. I hate these guys that are like old school like Pirian as well. There's some of these guys that will just come in injured rather than pull out. So, but shit happens. Good bet for people that had ZM, but big plus money. Obviously, I'll get a bet with my guys in fight someone injured somewhere down the line. Oliveira Nurmagomedov. I said that there was probably a bunch of things I like here. I thought maybe Said KO the under, but after that, after tape, I kind of like the over. And Vincius Oliveira in round 2, he was $6. I called up to live bet, and I could have actually live bet. I actually can't blame the Australian live betting system for this. And she said, "Would you like to bet?" And I was only going to put $100 to win a unit, $500 on Vincius, but I just talked myself out of it. And then right after that, he gets a takedown, and I was hoping it wouldn't be clear, but go figure. Round 2 was clear. Round 3 was clear. That really upset me. That I don't really care about $100, but in that moment I did. I think I was just upset because of Mike Davis. I woke up at 3 a.m. for live bets like that, and that would have put me in profit after Davis. But yeah, that shit happens. Then I put $75 on Rosenstrike live. He's paying like $6 after round 1. I thought, he has a puncher's chance. Sergey usually slows down, but yeah, Frozen Strike showed up. Then I live bet Michael Venom Page after halfway through round 1. I was like, yeah, he's won round 1 pretty clear. If he loses round 2 and 3, so be it. But it's clearly a tough matchup for Shara. One regret is in round 2, I still could have got minus 200. I should have put another unit. I didn't. I pussied out. So, I won 140 there, and that's it. I was going to play the over in the Imavov fight, but I was kind of leaning that Imavov might knock out Israel. Like Israel's been getting hurt a lot recently. Whereas Imavov, extreme durability. Maybe I should have played the dog, but it was hard. It was a tough fight to get a read on. And I mean, Israel was kind of cruising until he wasn't. So that's the thing when you're older, a bit older, like Israel, and is clearly a bit washed. So yeah, ended up losing 228, just under half a unit. But with Oktagon, I made almost $400, and it is what it is. It's not amazing, but I'm just happy that I profited the first week in February. Again, this is a period that I'm just going to have to get through. I don't have much time to tape. I've got a lot on my mind. But at least I'll do my best to put out podcasts. I'll do my best to lock in as much profit as I can. All you need is one bet. I really like my Oktagon parlay. I really like the straight play. I like the under in the McKenny. Maybe I should have just left that, but we'll see. Profit will be good. I just need one big month, and I feel like it's coming, and it could be February. So I do have a big a 2-unit bet on an underdog already on this card, which is UFC 12, and we'll get into it. All right. A lot of regionals. Will I have time to tackle them? I don't know. None of them have odds, so we're just going to early tease UFC 12 in my country. And if it wasn't a week or 2 weeks before my wedding, I probably would have flown out to Sydney, but oh well. As is, destiny, it's not meant to be. Let me address the comments. I only have one of my lads in here, Subhuman Gaucho, hola. To the people that took Pogues at value, shit happens, man. It's just a shit show fight. ZM Diaz was low-key great fun to watch. ZM versus Diaz. I talked people out of betting Vin live. Felt really bad, to be honest. Looked hurt between rounds. I don't know. It wasn't me, man. Everyone in the Discord was betting him. I was like the only idiot that didn't. Especially when I considered playing him pre as well. So, yeah, that's why I didn't want to wake up. It's just when I wake up, it's just so hard. Like 4 a.m. and just a shit time. Why couldn't it start at 4 a.m. instead of starting at 1? But oh well, shit happens. 6 round. Kody Steele will mug. Well, maybe he will. We'll get into it right now. Let me open up the odds. Bet365. We don't have totals, but who cares? Do we even have Kody Steele odds on Bet365? Let me have a look. He's a good fighter, Kody. I've come around to him. Dribble, Park, Tom Nolan. No, let me whip it up. Let me whip it up on fight odds. And then we'll go from there, right? Alrighty. First fight. Park versus Tumendemberel. Right, Tumendemberel, I poked against Olme Hernandez. Right, I know people like to shit on him, but the guy has intangibles. He hits like a truck. And he's improving a lot. He's very green. So this is a clear dog or pass for me. I mean, Park, I know Park, he was finishing everyone on the road to UFC, and then he finished Shannon Ross, but Shannon Ross almost made it to round 3. So this one, yeah, I mean, clear dog or pass. The under will probably be good here. Obviously, Park's never been finished, but I think he was dropped by top 9. I think he gets dropped a lot. Yeah, that's right. He gets dropped a lot from memory. So, wow. I mean, this he has a good rear naked choke. This could be top Tumendemberel, man. This could look big value. Park should win easily. This Mongol can't grapple. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Park's all that, man. He's good, but they could very well be on the same level. And Tumendemberel has a good rear naked choke of his own. Alrighty, but that's definitely a dog or pass right there. Kody Steele versus Rongzhu. Well, yeah, makes sense why he said that. Kody Steele definitely should mog Rongzhu. Rough matchup for him. Let me see. What are the odds on fight odds? Fight odds. $1.43, yeah. Not the worst. Do I want to play Kody Steele, traveling all the way to Australia? Rongzhu is not bad, man. He's not bad. He's fought his grappling archetype so many times. He was beating Padilla until he wasn't, but he's just low volume. And he had that, didn't his eye socket get absolutely destroyed? Interesting. Lucky team, Rongzhu Army. I don't know, man. Rongzhu, I mean, if you're going to bet Rongzhu, he's a big underdog. That's perfect, right? That's the one. So, but I know Kody Steele well. I've come to appreciate him a bit more after taping him twice for Contender Series. Quinlan Salkid versus Ashla Jubal. I mean, yeah, Salkid should beat Jubilee. Jubilee is actually good on the ground, but Salkid, I mean, he's quite good himself as well. But I mean, yeah, kind of pre-tape, kind of not really feeling like parlaying Quinlan, even though he's in Australia. These Aussies are not really trustworthy, and also, yeah, Jubilee as an underdog. I mean, it's going to have to be someone with a really bad game. Quinlan is a black belt as well, I'm pretty sure. Kevin Doucette versus Jonathan McAuliffe. This one I'm interested in. McAuliffe, absolute specimen. Look at these guys. He actually changed his topology picture, but he's got a wingspan like crazy, man. He's over 6 foot. Well, he's 6 foot. 77-inch reach. Crazy. Absolute crazy. And, yeah. Wild. He showed some greenness in his Dana White Contender Series fight, but he got a triangle off his back. Will he get that on Kevin Doucette? I don't think so. Kevin Doucette is a black belt judoka. He's pretty well versed in jiu-jitsu as well, so I get why he's the favorite. He's more proven, but how proven is he? He's been Kenan Song, Kiefer Crosby, a lot of these guys on the Australian regional scene, a bit of it, nothing. Caleb Rideout, the split decision fight that he lost, that guy's a grappler, right? So very highly that Jonathan McAuliffe can grapple him here. And Caleb's not that good either. So there we go, another dog or pass. Pre-tape, of course. It just depends, can Kevin Doucette jab his face off, because Jonathan, not the best striker, but he has a good chin and he has good power himself. He's improving. These fights are not bad. I mean, I'm excited about these fights. It's a little bit. It's a pay-per-view, but it feels like a fight night. Fight nights are better for value. What else we got? Speaking of which, Alexander Topuria versus Kobe Thickness. Two unknown guys. I know Kobe Thickness from the regional scene, Eternal MMA. When I was on Eternal MMA, odds were on Neds, the sponsoring betting partner of Neds. And I watched a few of his fights. I don't think I bet on anything, but he's kind of just like a tall, lanky guy that grapples you to death. He's a bit of a punching bag. And yeah, I mean, I looked into Alexander Topuria a while back, a little bit. I don't think he was to bet or anything because he wasn't scheduled to make his UFC debut, but he seems all right. But big price on him. Big price on him. Don't know how I feel about that. What's this? Do we have totals? Wait a minute. We have totals here, lads. Let's chillax for a bit. The under 1.5. Park, Tumendemberel, big plus money. Interested. Under 2.5 rounds, Jubal, Salkid, $1.65. Yeah, chalky, but interested. And then Jusset versus Mikhailov. The over $2.5, yeah, interested, kind of. Wrong Steele, over 1.5. It's minus 200. And what do we got? Thickness versus Tuporia, 1.5 rounds is a pick'em. Obviously, they think Tuporia is going to be a finishing kind of guy, but yeah, I mean, we don't really know, do we? All right, Kody Wang, Bruno Brazil. Kody Wang, a decent sized favorite again after the stump pull that she pulled. I called the submission, didn't bet it. The Steve special, the big brain special. Call it and don't take advantage. The only time I bet stuff that I call on the podcast is when it's a losing bet. So it's pretty cool. I mean, Bruno Brazil likes to stay on the outside and kick. Will she win against Kody Wang like that? Maybe, but yeah, Fernandez liked to do that too, and she caught her. Yeah, I've been saying for like 3-4 fights already, Kody Wang's not all that. I said it when I bet her against Leonardo, and I said she slows down in rounds 2 and 3, and she's just not all that. Right? People calling her future title challenger, but I don't know. I'm definitely not parlaying this. We just saw a 47-year-old woman win as a huge underdog on Oktagon against a young girl in her prime that was ranked in KSW. So, man, these women at these prices is untouchable. Just don't touch it. Tom Nolan, Vyacheslav Boyshev, under 1.5 rounds. I mean, that's got to be it, right? 2 chinny guys, 2 guys with power. Interesting. Other than that, it's quite volatile. I know my boy Evan played Tom Nolan at plus money. I mean, you have to do it, right? They're both, as I said, both chinny. I personally think Borshev is a little bit more shop one. But, I mean, who lands first? Tom Nolan has the advantages in size and length. And he's got a few fights in the UFC now. He should be more accustomed to it. He went to a decision against the very tough Reyes in the last one. And Borshev just seems to be performing worse and worse, honestly. Like, I had hopes for this guy. I thought, high-level striking acumen, he can kind of round out his game, but I don't think that's going to happen now. I think he's just taking a shit ton of damage and, just win the fights you can in the UFC and hopefully don't concede too many knockouts. But I think they're setting up. There's a reason they gave him Tom Nolan here, right? It's in Australia. Tom Nolan will pass for me, but this is a type of fight that I probably wouldn't touch moneyline-wise, even though there's probably value in Nolan. I mean, just play the unders. Jack Jenkins, Gabriel Santos. I love Gabriel Santos. Absolute beast. But yeah, he's a bit juiced here. He definitely covered against that Chinese guy in the last one. I thought there might be some value, but yeah, he just beat the crap out of him. Can Jack Jenkins do his little thing, dance around, throw leg kicks against someone like Gabriel Santos, who's so well-rounded? He's great power, southpaw striker, great black belt, great wrestling. Who knows, maybe. But Jack Jenkins is not bad. I like his IQ. He is what he is, good takedown defense. He's very technical. But yeah, it's interesting. Interesting. Not sure if it's a parlay piece. Again, it doesn't scream parlay piece, but like a Tim, this card is underrated. Mate, going through it right now, from a betting perspective, it does seem quite underrated, honestly. People seem awfully high on T. Don't really get it, but whatever. Who the hell is T, Subhuman? You're talking in codes, man. I've been up since 3 a.m. Toporia or thickness? It's going to be one of those two. Jenkins dragging Don Chen to decision was not a good look. Yeah, I will say Jenkins, one of the worst finishers in the UFC, hands down. Jenkins 3.5, yeah, possibly. But, man, I don't know if I want to get in the way of Gabriel Santos. He should have beat Leron Murphy, which is a fight that I was robbed in, but I was okay with it. And he, very close to beating Onama. Then he got knocked out. But anyway, let's move on. Jake Matthews, $1.44 versus Francisco Prado. All right. Jake Matthews as a favorite. What could go wrong? Dog or pass. That's all that needs to be said. We'll look into it. The under 1.5 rounds is plus 75. Tempting. Very tempting. I will say both these guys incredibly durable. So I get it. But it kind of reminds me of Almeida versus Al-Razak Hassan. People playing the chalky over 1.5 because both guys are durable, but We saw what happens, man. If you're durable and you're hittable, and it's 2 power hitters, there's just no value at minus money. Akai Field Mountaineer. My favorite Carney. Prado plus unders. Yeah, man, it's got to be that. It's got to be that. Malaki looked like DC against Prado, and Prado moving up. That was a short notice fight. That was short notice, and Prado, is quite one-dimensional. And the fact that Malaki wrestled tells you all you need to know. He didn't want that smoke. Prado's not good, just tough, yeah. Could be argued. Here we go. Jimmy the Brute Crute is coming back. I met this guy at one of my comps at Barack Simon's gym out over the city, the Westgate. He was having a super fight when he took a break from UFC. And yeah, nice guy. Barack Simon, also a very nice guy. And yeah, honestly, I hope he's coming back with a good mindset. I hope he's coming back because he feels like he's ready to come back, not because he needs money or anything. I doubt he needs money. But yeah, this is, if you know me, if you've been watching the show, if you know my opinion on Brazilian IQ, basically Rodolfo Bellato is never at minus money. This guy essentially got knocked out by Pateria. Right, he should have been knocked out. Lucky not to be knocked out. No head movement, no chin, a bit gassy, bad wrestling. This screams Jim Crute overhand right. But at the same token, Jimmy Crute also has no striking defense. So, but this is just, and the other 1.5 rounds is plus 130. So, dog or pass for me. I wish there was a little bit more juice on Crute. And it seems like money's coming in on him. So, the line is going to get even worse. But yeah, clear dog or pass. I mean, I don't think Bellato can wrestle him. I don't think he's going to have a jiu-jitsu advantage. It could be one of those ones who lands first. Volatility personified. Never Jake Matthews a chalk, but Prado is overrated. I mean, I feel like no one even rates Prado, honestly. Lucky Tim. Feels like Bellato gets it done easy. Tell me why, Lucky Tim. I'm curious. Why do you think he gets it done easy? Alrighty. Now we're getting to the high level fights. Justin Tafa versus Talison Teixeira. So my friend already played Tafa. It makes sense. Watching Teixeira in his Contender Series fight, extremely unproven. It was just eating everything from that bummy-ass Lopez guy, whatever his name is, that hasn't really fought in heavyweight in years. And yeah, I mean, his chin held up, but, Tafa's not all that, but it's clear that Teixeira, wants to strike. And is he going to be eating bombs from Justin Tafa? Justin Tafa, I've come around to him. He's obviously improved a little bit. Even though he got wrestled by Carl Williams, he showed to not be a complete fish off his back. Like he had a few get-ups against Carl Williams. So, yeah, I mean, this is just a volatile fight. What's the under here? We don't even have the under here. They're scared. But let's be honest. It's going to be minus 200 for the under 1.5. So, yeah, that might be value. All right. Weili Zhang. Weili Zhang versus Tatiana Suarez. This is the first fight this is a bet. I got 2 units on Tatiana Suarez, plus 140, $2.40. It is now pick'em. So 40 cents of CLV. Now, is this CLV like Lucas Alexander, or is it like Farasian? Is it world-class CLV, or is it mush? Right? And I'll be honest, I didn't take too much initially. I just felt like, I had no time, so I was relying on my mate to tell me what should I focus on. And he said Suarez is the number 1 fight. So I locked in 2 units, tipped it out to the Discord. And taping it a little bit today, right after the UFC. There's a few things with Tatiana Suarez I don't like, right? I get, she's been hailed as the future champ since Ultimate Fighter days, high-level wrestling pedigree, obviously jiu-jitsu to match, heart, cardio, just mauling Carla Esparza in 2018 when Carla was more in her prime, running through Alexa Grasso, Nina Nunes. That fight was a bit of an issue. She slowed down there and looked really bad. And I was like, okay, that's a bit sus. And then, massive layoff again against Matana De La Rosa, upper weight class. Struggled to get much wrestling off, but, locked up opportunistic guillotine choke. Same with Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade, it was a little bit easier to wrestle her, but, she was down in her natural weight class at strawweight. And that was Jessica on short notice, kind of phoning it in. And again, opportunistic guillotine choke, which is, it's impressive. She's always had good front head choke series and good rear naked choke as well. So, and then again, 2 cancelled fights, February last year and December last year, both her own injuries and pullouts. So it's like, She's always injured. She's always inconsistently fighting, and she got a title shot off those injuries. And Nina Nunes, that fight, she said she hurt her neck in the first round, which is why she performed so badly, which is fair enough. She did take 4 years off or 2 years off after that, and then hurt her knee. So there's an excuse there, but she's one of these fighters that's always getting injured, man, and I don't like that. Weili Zhang, I get why the line came in, and maybe I influenced it. I'm sure like someone like Dagestani Papi, one of the well-known guys, probably tipped out Suarez as well. It's usually who has a lot of motion. I get it. She's been taken down by Rose Namajunas in round 5, and not many other girls, honestly. There's not much footage of her getting wrestled, but she's also not fighting many proper wrestling girls. She's fighting Carla Esparza, but the physicality edge there is just huge. Every time Carla took her down, she just went flying whenever Zhang decided to stand up. It looked like there was a whole weight class difference between them. And then after that, she's fighting girls like Amanda Lemos and Zhao Yan, who she actually has a massive grappling advantage over. So, yeah, honestly, just a bunch of strikers on a record. Tisha Torres kind of threw her around a little bit. Who's a small girl. Jessica Aguilar, she got an armbar off her back, but don't see her doing that against Suarez. But, yeah, it just feels like maybe Pick'em is accurate. Maybe Suarez is going to get some takedowns early. Weili Zhang's going to look to get up. Her jiu-jitsu and her own wrestling has improved so much. She obviously has all the power on the feet and finishing upside. Tatiana Suarez could be really elite on the feet, on the ground. Like, she could be someone that can just submit anyone. She submitted Grasso. She pounded out Carla. Carla's like legit never been finished, other than a couple of times in her career. Submitted De La Rosa as a black belt. Submitted Jessica as a black belt. So would I be surprised if Tatiana submitted Weili? Maybe a little bit. It wouldn't blow my mind, but it would be like, all right, this chick's, amazing. Usually these girls or guys that have world-class wrestling, a lot of things catch up. The rest of the game catches up. But both against Andrade and De La Rosa, it wasn't like a dominant performance. She was winning close fights, and then obviously, sold out for the guillotine both times. I don't know how she'll look in round 3. Last time she went to round 3 was Nunes. Obviously, she got injured there. Dropped that round, quite clear. So, yeah, I don't know. It's the 5-round, the aspect kind of worries me. Maybe Tatiana can get some takedowns in round 1 and 2, and then how does 3, 4, 5 look? But I got to do more tape. I know Zhang slows down a bit as well. I know Zhang's a bit of an idiot. She got knocked down by Yan and kept doing stupid stuff, naked leg kicks. So there's room there for Tatiana to fight smart and kind of just blanket her over 5 rounds. And obviously there's not much you can do with my bet now. It's a lot of line movement. So it's pick 'em now. It's probably accurate. But if anything, it'll be Zhang or pass now, personally. But more tape to be done. I'm just getting ahead. Overall 2.5 rounds is $1.40. So that's very chalky. Obviously, they just think neither of these girls are going to finish the other. A little bit tempted on the under, personally. Zhang is a finisher. Suarez is a finisher. But could be a high-level fight when no one gets finished. Also, I will say Suarez is now with Patchy Mix, and Patchy Mix has leveled up himself. He has a really high-level guillotine. Maybe this is an arc for both these fighters. That just trajectory is up, Dricus du Plessis, Sean Strickland. Well, the first time, right? It was this time last year. I was down. I was down massively, and after round 1, I live bet massively Dricus du Plessis at almost $3 because I could see the tide turning, and we all know that Dricus du Plessis doesn't gas; just looks like he gasses. And I won that fight, and he got me out of a hole. Now, Sean Strickland won round 5 quite clear, and competitive fight all the way through. So I don't really know why Dricus is minus 200. I will say, people are talking about Izzy making excuses for him and saying, oh, Dricus does that to everyone. Dricus doesn't do it to everyone. Yeah, he done it to Whitaker. He did it to Izzy. He didn't do it to Sean. Sean was in the fight the whole time. He got cut with a headbutt. It was competitive. He basically lost rounds on output and a couple of takedowns where he didn't really hold them down for long periods of time. So, and then Sean Strickland, when he decided to bite down and throw, won round 5 clear. So we see, DDP usually takes over the later rounds with his freakish, cardio and whatnot. But yeah, just a strange fight, strange line. Minus 200 Dricus. Both these guys can obviously make adjustments. And, Sean went and 50-45 Paulo Costa. he looked like he didn't get out of first gear, and he didn't have to get out of first gear. So interesting. I'm not rushing because Sean is very slim margins, and obviously maybe just play his decision. But I mean, there's got to be some value. There's got to be some value there. We'll see. 6 hound. Sorry, Steve, your Suarez bet is mush. Can you tell me why, my friend? I'm here. I'm here for another 5 minutes. Tell me why. Bilardo gets it done easy. Crute loses composure when he gets hit clean and no footwork at all. I mean, they're both the same. Bilardo has no composure either. Moise Audio, did you say something, Costa? I can't read this out, my friend, because I made a joke last time and I was stuck. I feel like my account got shadow banned. Not that I'm growing in popularity massively, but ever since I made that joke, my subscribers are very slow. So, I'm not getting any money from this. I'm not going to be getting any money anytime soon. So, but either way, I still don't want to kill my subscriber count. But no, I didn't say that. 6 hound. ACA and LFA Brazil this week. Who knows, my friend? Who knows? I'm going to do my best to tape. I'm going to focus on the pay-per-view. I want minimum 6 units this month. So, yeah, we got a lot. Alrighty. That's pretty much it. Do my best on the regionals, but yeah, I'm gonna start near the bottom, man. I think these sleeper fights, Park, Tumendemberel, I'm gonna check if the actual totals are out. Kody, Steele, Rongzhu, maybe not Jubal, Jusset, Topuria, Tom Noland, Parado, Matthews. Actually, there's a lot of potential sneaky fights here. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I'm still flat out, but I'm gonna get to work and actually focus on this card, and then I'll do my work later on because I wanna get ahead. I wanna make some money. So Suarez is mush because everyone is on her, and Whaley is super solid, fading the people. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it will either look like Ziam CLV or it will look like Lucas Alexander CLV. Everyone was on both of those. Everyone was on Hamdi too, and they won. So we're going full Rita and Victor. Maybe. The Tilt Trinity. Yes, you're correct. The Tilt Trinity. Full disclosure, ACA is my worst organization from last year. I've profited a bunch on it, on a lot of cards, but I've lost on a lot more. But a lot of them were forced. So we'll see. Stick to locks, lads. Stick to locks. I need as much money before the wedding. We're going to give me more under 1.5s like the McKinney fight. All right. Leave some comments. Leave me comments. Tell me why Suarez is mush. Tell me your favorite bet. You don't have to like. You don't have to subscribe. Just leave a comment. I want to discuss some fights. Alrighty. Peace out.